Yep, Asian people have always been African. What people seem to forget is that all human life, human meaning color, people of color, okay, people of melanin, we all came from Africa. And if you go and do your research, you will find out that the oldest ethnic group, okay, is the Khoisan people and the Sans. Both of which, if you go and look at pictures and images of these people, they would look as what people would call today Asian like. They look Asian, but they're not Asian, they're African. Upon further research, people should know that all African women, or what people call today black women, have the Eve gene. The Eve gene has the capability of reproducing any human being of any color, of any race, whatever constructs that humans have done created and now believe in. But y'all got to remember that these constructs of races, right? Asians, Americans, right? Indians, all of these different things are just constructs to separate us. Because they know, they have always known that if we, the people of melanin, because we are magic, okay? That if we were to be united and we knew our power, right? They wouldn't stand a chance against us. That's exactly why there are certain systems in place to oppress people of color. And that is why racial injustice and social injustice was not brought to a national platform until after the death of George Floyd. Because we all knew that racism existed. We all knew that racial injustices existed. We all knew that there's a system in place for these injustices. However, nobody actually talked about it because there weren't enough people that basically had the balls to come out and talk about this shit. Even in instances of Asian culture, there are traces of African descent. A lot of people got to remember that being black, okay, is a construct that was put on you. You believe that you are black because they got you picking black for a checkbox when you're supposed to pick your race. They want us caught up on titles such as black, Asian, white, Hispanic, right? So that we forget that we are all human beings. And when you're in close proximity with both races, you will find that oftentimes they both have very similar mannerisms in the culture, in the preferences of food, etc., etc.
For all the racist fucks that keep saying they have black fatigue, I think it's time we set the record straight. You don't have black fatigue, you have history fatigue. You're tired of being reminded that black people didn't just participate in the world, they were a huge part in shaping it. Every race and every culture has benefited from the sacrifices that black people have made. The civil rights movement didn't just open doors for black Americans, it expanded freedoms for everyone. And the shameful part is black people hardly, if ever, get the credit for it. Black people aren't just in music and sports. You guys need to get out more, okay? Black people are doctors, lawyers, pilots, judges, engineers, educators, innovators, and the list goes on. They hold up systems that people rely on daily while pretending that contribution doesn't exist. And no, this isn't pandering. This is lived experience. I grew up in an all-white neighborhood with very few black people and no other Asians. And at that time, the only culture that accepted me without question was the black culture. So when people talk about a world without black people, they expose how very little they understand about the world they already live in. Without black people, you don't get a world with less noise. You get a world with less creativity, less freedom, less culture, and less progress. If that truth exhausts you, it's not fatigue. It's discomfort with knowing how much you benefit from this world without acknowledging the source.
Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for sticking with us. If you are new here, do let us know where you're watching us from. Hit that subscribe button and turn on your notifications so you never miss a video. Video credit goes to all original creators for every video used in this episode. The discussion is going viral as some Asian women share their personal experiences interacting with Black American communities, and their perspectives are sparking both agreement and debate online. Some describe feeling welcomed and supported, while others say experiences can vary depending on context and location. This isn't just about opinion, it's about how different communities connect, interact, and understand each other. So the real question is, what can we learn from these perspectives? Let's get to the video. I'll be back with more commentaries.
It's not hard. It's not hard for me as a Chinese person to admit that I came from melanin. The original Chinese, just like the original of everybody, were dark-skinned melanated beings. For all the people I've been fighting the past few weeks, there is 1% of natives that will come out and say, hey, yeah, we know. It's in our history. 1%. And really, did I not have to tell you? Because a lot of y'all are in denial, so it felt like I have to tell you. If it doesn't apply to your tribe, let it slide. Say to yourself, well, that wasn't us, and move on. It's that simple. The rest of them want to come spouting bullshit and lies, and blatant racism and threats, because unlike us, their whole existence depends on these lies. Which is a them problem. They don't respect Chinese people, so they think they can come talk to me however they want on my page. I have blocked and deleted people of every race for doing that. My existence is a political statement. Chinese women were forced into the stereotype that we are submissive. We are one of the most disrespected groups of women on the planet. And even though it scares a lot of my fellow Asians, I am setting the example for how to command respect as an Asian woman. And for the first time ever, that has been received in a positive way. And it's because I'm standing on the right side of history. And thank you for your support and all the people saying lovely, nice things for me. I can't respond to my comments because of some glitch. It is 100% not a TikTok strike. But yes, these are for you. And everybody else showing me love. And again, I can't take credit for any of the things that I have said. I've learned it all from you. I just figured their xenophobia would be very, very triggered, and wow, I was correct.
What if I told you that there are Asians who look like this, yet are genetically more similar to those who look like these, without any African ancestry at all? Let me explain. When people think of the typical East Asian look, they often think of people from East Asian countries like Japan and Korea, or from Southeast Asian countries like Indonesia or the Philippines. These groups belong to the Neo-East Asian branch. However, many are surprised to learn that there are also Asians who look like this. Let me explain. Modern West and East Eurasians descend from a Proto-Eurasian group that diverged from other lineages around 80,000 to 100,000 years ago, with the out-of-Africa migration occurring approximately 60,000 years ago. Ancient East Eurasians, ancestral to modern East Eurasians, split from West Eurasians and Basal Eurasians around 50,000 years ago. Ancient East Eurasians began to split into different groups around 40,000 years ago. This led to the formation of ancestral South Indians, as well as the East and Southeast Asian lineages, including the Andamanese people and Neo-East Asians, who again gave birth to Native Americans. Papuans and Aboriginal Australians also belong to a separate branch that diverged from the East Eurasian core around 40,000 years ago, but carry additional Denisovan ancestry and a possible ghost ancestry from an Homo sapien-like population from before the out-of-Africa migration. Neo-East Asians went through genetic drift and selective pressures as they moved north, which gave them traits like lighter skin and straighter hair, compared to the Andamanese and other more basal East Asian groups who stayed near the equator and did not face the same selective pressures. Despite their phenotypic differences, all of these East Asian lineages share a closer genetic relationship to each other than to any non-Asian lineages. Together, they represent the main branches of the East Eurasian core lineage, which began to rapidly diversify around 40,000 years ago.
I'm just using this comment to reply, but what I'm about to say has nothing to do with this comment. I don't like the way that y'all are acting like this is common knowledge. How was I supposed to know? How was I supposed to know? I just made an astute observation and then I just vocalized it, not thinking obviously anybody was gonna see it, and then everybody saw it. But I really do appreciate everybody who's in the comments, like giving out facts and information and telling me to look certain stuff up. I really appreciate it. I feel like I've learned a lot today. So thank you guys so much.
Breaking news. Apparently, I am actually a black person. Let's take a listen.
Yeah, I just want to make this little video today because it's a little concerning. I'm seeing a lot of anti-blackness from the Asians, okay? You know, they're talking about Asian hate, but I think it's more like black hate, okay? And I just want to point something out that, you know, the original Japanese was black. Right here, here's a picture. These are clearly African features on these indigenous people. And the story goes that in 25 BC, a ship from Africa, from a Hukong Kinte, who was one of the
BC.
African kings of Ghana, sailed the ship all the way from Ghana, and he got lost. He was trying to explore the new world, and he ended up in Japan.
I guess I'm black.
Conversations like this show how important it is to listen to real experiences, while also recognizing that no single story defines everyone. Understanding different perspectives help build stronger connection across communities. If you value conversations that go deeper than headlines, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, turn on your notifications so you never miss future discussions. Thank you for watching. Stay informed, stay compassionate, and most importantly, stay active in the dialogue. If you missed what was said at the beginning, watch that again. I'll see you in my next one. Bye bye.